My name is George Justice Kanyihamba, and I'm a volunteer at the Uganda Red Cross Society, Kampala East Branch. My solution is actually to train and empower young people digitally, and that is digital skilling. And the link to the COVID-19 problem, as I mentioned in my past video, is that COVID-19, there is a way COVID-19 increased and intensified the unemployment rate in Uganda, especially when it reaches to Uganda, where 70% of young people are unemployed, and whereby it is the universities graduates are just on the streets rotting around and they're flooding in the market. So the COVID-19 intensified because there were no movements, there were restrictions, and students were not in school. It was to train the young people digitally in digital skills like video editing, like photography, like digital marketing, like branding, like printing, and then show the young people where they can be employed as freelancers, and not only as freelancers, but still they can be self-employed when they have these skills that do not. The process of designing my prototype, I actually designed paper prototyping, and then from paper prototyping I proceeded to, I did wireframing paper prototyping, and then I proceeded to digital prototype using the innovative tools that were taught. Prototyping, I used the markers, the charts, the cardboards, the cutter, the paper, and lots of those. The innovative tools that I used for digital prototyping include Adobe XD, the goal sheet to make sure that I understand my problem and the whole information that was needed in using the goal sheet as well as the things that were taught in the sessions. Now, after designing my prototype, of course, the low fidelity prototype, I had to proceed to my customer segment to make sure that I make interviews so that I collect enough data, enough information about the problem I'm trying to address, and that is approaching the youth, approaching the university fresh graduates, the unemployed youth, to make sure that I come up with information. First of all, there was the interview guide, and I had to collect data using the interview guide. I also recorded some videos, the photos or pictures. So that's how I collected. Then I had to come back after realizing that I have received information, and I had to update my goal sheet. Innovation in my idea is that practicability of the skills. It's not all about how many degrees you have. So I'm going to empower the young people so that they can also, the youth or young people, so that they can also earn money, so that they can add an extra income and also fight the unemployment. Hence, it will help me reduce unemployment in Uganda that has been brought in by the impact of COVID-19 on the economy, to generate an income from what I have taught them, from the digital skills. No, first of all, they can self-employ themselves. Having shown you the digital platforms where they can work as freelancers, and besides that, they have a chance or an opportunity to become teachers, to also join our team as trainers, as workers, possible partners that have identified several media platforms have identified youth arts movement that is also doing something about digital skilling. Agenda 2030. I'm also looking at the Uganda Red Cross Society because it has the largest number of volunteers in the country and in the world, active volunteers. I'm looking at the active citizen framework. After testing my prototype, I realized that most of the young people do not actually need to learn online. So, and this is making me change a little bit to be flexible, to change my goal sheet and say that we are going to have branded kind of empowerment, branded learning, not only teaching these young people online, but also organizing boot camps, maybe filmmaking boot camps, maybe organizing digital skilling boot camps which are physical, and also have fun, trying to make sure that the anxiety goes away, the stress that these young people goes away, by also talking to them psychologically to help them out. So according to my initial plan was to only train digitally, but now according to the responses I've received from my customer segment, I believe that now I need to be a little bit dynamic and change it to have a hybrid kind of empowerment and training. Have physical sessions and as well have online and digital sessions. The potential of future impact of my solution is that a lot of young people are going to be empowered. And if they are empowered, they are going to drive the innovation of the country. And we understand that it's through innovation that most of the countries in the world are prospering today. So these young people are going to attract talent. These young people are going to become future industry leaders in the fields of filmmaking, in the fields of branding, in the fields of marketing, in the fields of digital marketing, in the fields of web design, different fields. So we have future film leaders, and I believe these are going to impact the future generation just as I'm doing. Now, if I get the further funding, I will start straight away to train the youth about in digital technologies, and also empower them. After empowering them, show them the sources where they can get money, because the sources do exist, the online sources do exist where you can work as freelancers, but still you do not have the skills. You cannot work at these platforms when you do not have the skills.